The Miami Heat received good news on Friday the 13th, as they are one of the 3 finalists for a blockbuster Kevin Durant this offseason. ESPN's senior NBA insider Shams Charania reported that the Phoenix Suns have narrowed down the list of serious suitors, which includes the Heat. There is some serious traction on conversations on trade scenarios with the Suns, Charania said on Friday's episode of the Pat McAfee Show in Indiana. They've had about 6 to 8 teams who reached out. There's been interest, there's been some offers. There have been some negotiations. But really, in the last 24 to 48 hours, I'm told, the focus of the Suns' conversation has been on a few of the teams, and here they are: the Houston Rockets, the Miami Heat, and the Minnesota Timberwolves. I'm told those are the 3 teams right now where a lot of the focus for Durant lies. Previously, Charania reported that the San Antonio Spurs and the New York Knicks have also expressed interest. But that seems no longer the case, as a Durant trade could happen potentially even sooner than 7 days, according to Charania. Pat Riley open to trading for Kevin Durant. Heat President Pat Riley hinted at a potential run for Durant during his end-of-season press conference, referencing the gamble the Golden State Warriors made with Jimmy Butler that nearly pushed them to the Western Conference Finals. I think if you take a look at the Warriors with Draymond Green, Steph Curry, and Jimmy, you've got 3 35, 36, 37 guys, Riley said during his end-of-season press conference. It's a perfect time for them. I think an aging great player who may not be able to carry a team, together they can rise to the occasion in the playoffs. Steph's injury might hurt them, the Warriors a little bit, but I saw something very unique with that team. For us, yes, if that player is the right name and the contract is the right length, I still think that an aging player can play. Look at LeBron James. Durant, who will turn 37 this September, is still among the elite players in the league. The 15-time NBA All-Star averaged 26.6 points, 6.0 rebounds, and 4.2 assists in 62 games. Durant is aging gracefully, averaging at least 25 points, 50% shooting, and 40% on three-pointers in 3 straight seasons, the longest streak ever in the NBA, according to ESPN research. He shot a league best on jumpers, 49.7%, and mid-range shots, 53.1%, which the Heat need to complement Tyler Herro's outside shooting and Bam Adebayo's inside game. What Heat can offer. The Heat have 3 tradable first-round picks, 2030, 2032, and this year's 20th first-round pick via Warriors from the Butler trade, and 2 second-round picks at their disposal for significant upgrades this offseason. They also have the expiring salaries of Terry Rozier and Duncan Robinson that can help the Suns get out of the dreaded second apron. On top of that, they also have a group of young players, Kel'el Ware and Nikola Jovic, who could intrigue the Suns as they rebuild around their franchise star Devin Booker. Durant is owed $54.7 million next season and is on the final year of his current 4-year, $190 million contract. The Kevin Durant sweepstakes are ongoing as the NBA approaches its offseason, and the Miami Heat are among the teams in the mix for the Phoenix Suns star. One of the big questions when it comes to the Heat is what they're willing to surrender to make a deal happen. They've appear reluctant to include big man Kel'el Ware in a trade package, and some of the latest comments from Ethan J. Skolnick of 5 Reasons Sports may indicate that the Heat aren't likely to change that viewpoint. Since the Heat haven't really seen an easy deal out there for the Suns, it sounds like Miami isn't looking to get anxious and overpay. The Heat haven't really seen an easy deal for PHX since rival teams are making players unavailable. Jaden McDaniels, Stephon Castle, several on HAU. The plan seems to be the default play, wrote Skolnick via Discord on Saturday night. So I don't see them blinking on Ware. On Sunday morning, Skolnick added that the Heat are very much in the game. Good morning, Skolnick wrote. I won't say who is in the lead, but the Heat are very much in the game. ESPN's Shams Charania listed the Heat, San Antonio Spurs, and Houston Rockets as Durant's preferred trade destinations in a report on Saturday night. However, that doesn't necessarily mean the Suns will only explore a trade with those teams. A Saturday night report from The Athletic offered a similar sentiment, indicating that Durant's preference won't likely be a deciding factor this time around. It's also worth noting that this report didn't specify the Heat as one of Durant's preferred landing spots, but Charania's aforementioned report, which came out shortly after, did. Yet in contrast to the February trade deadline, when a Durant deal to Golden State was nixed by the Warriors because he'd made it clear he didn't want a reunion tour, his preference won't likely be a deciding factor this time around, wrote The Athletic's Sam Amick, John Krasinski, and Kelly Iko. League sources say Durant prefers to play for the San Antonio Spurs or the Houston Rockets, for example, but there are complicating factors with both of those negotiations that, for now at least, make a deal look unlikely. From there, the list of reported suitors, with Minnesota and Miami among them, is somewhat similar to the one from 4 months ago. There is always a chance, of course, that a wild card team surprises us all with a late push as well. The Heat reportedly don't think that the upside of a possible Durant trade is as much of a slam dunk as their deal for legendary big man Shaquille O'Neal was years ago. However, that doesn't mean they don't see value in trading for Durant, a 15-time All-Star who is still producing at a high level despite his age. It's been suggested that the Heat's offer for Durant could end up being the most enticing option the Suns get from their perspective. Whether or not that does become the case could depend on who and what Miami is willing to include. Durant this season averaged 26.6 points, 6.0 rebounds, and 4.2 assists per game, while shooting 52.7% from the field and 43% from three-point range. Although he's 36 and will turn 37 in September, the Heat would quickly become a more intriguing team in the Eastern Conference if they were to acquire him. The Miami Heat are one of the two teams that are legitimately pursuing Phoenix Suns' 15-time All-Star Kevin Durant, NBA insider Jake Fisher reported on Saturday, June 14th. Things are obviously fluid at this stage, but the two teams most frequently cited as potential landing spots for Durant entering Saturday's business, league sources say, were Minnesota and Miami, Fisher wrote on the Steinline Substack newsletter. 4 more teams are interested in Durant, but not on the same level as the Heat and Timberwolves, who have the biggest chance to land the 36-year-old superstar. San Antonio and Houston, and to a lesser extent both the LA Clippers and Toronto, have also been frequently mentioned by executives throughout the league as teams with varying degrees of interest in trading for Durant. It is widely presumed, furthermore, that landing with the Spurs or Rockets in Texas is highly appealing to the player himself, Fisher wrote. Durant is owed $54.7 million next season and is on the final year of his current 4-year, $190 million contract. He's looking for a team that is willing to give him a 2-year, $112 million extension similar to what former Heat star Jimmy Butler received from the Golden State Warriors at the trade deadline. On top of that, Durant wants to go to a contending team, not a rebuilding team at this stage of his career. Heat willing to sign Kevin Durant to lucrative extension. Heat President Pat Riley hinted at his end-of-season press conference that he's open to trading and paying for an aging star like Durant. For us, yes, if that player is the right name and the contract is the right length, I still think that an aging player can play, Riley said at the time. Look at LeBron James. By now, Riley must have learned his lesson from the bitter Butler exit after he did not extend the 35-year-old star last summer. While Durant is older, he's a more accomplished and legitimate championship-caliber star than Butler. Durant has been the Finals MVP during his 2 championship runs with the Warriors. Turning 37 this September, Durant is aging gracefully. In what could be his final year in Phoenix, Durant averaged 26.6 points, 6.0 rebounds, and 4.2 assists in 62 games, while shooting a highly efficient 52.7% from the field, including 43% from the three-point line. The Heat have the upper hand over the Timberwolves in terms of draft capital. They have 3 tradable first-round picks, 2030, 2032, and this year's 20th first-round pick via Warriors from the Butler trade, while the Timberwolves only have this year's 17th pick as their lone draft asset. Suns' hefty asking price. ESPN's Brian Windhorst reported that the Suns have put a hefty price tag on Durant. From what I am told, the Suns are looking for a comparable package for what they traded Kevin Durant, which is impact players and multiple draft assets, Windhorst said on NBA Today on June 11th. I'm not sure they are going to be able to generate that because Durant is a couple of years older and his contract is short. The Suns gave up 4 first-round picks and a pick swap on top of Cam Johnson and Mikal Bridges for Durant at the trade deadline in 2023. 3 of those picks are now with the Rockets, who are in a great position to trade for Durant should they want to. But with their reluctance to accelerate their timeline with an aging star, the door is very wide open for the Heat.